Alright, so... Alright, what are we doing? I gotta get my head straight. So... Alright. So this we're doing a thing right now. We're doing a New Moon Rosh Kadesh special. What's Rosh Kadesh? What's going on in your head? What's going on in my head is I'm doing my monthly review today, right? So it's a new moon. Today we have the new moon in Scorpio. I'm gonna bounce around, so man, what's going on in my head? All right, so this is the first full month of the Jewish calendar, right? So today's the last day of the first month, Tishrei. It's gonna get a little confusing. The first month is also the 7th month. So there's two New Years. Rosh Hashanah is the New Year for humanity. It's kind of technically, it's like the Israelite New Year. This is when we recognize the anniversary of the creation of man. And woman. Lady. Ma'am. So it's the year 5785. So when people get on the case of like Christians and Jews, like, oh, I think the world's only 6,000 years old. No. 6,000 years since the creation of man. Adam and Eve. That was on the last new moon. This new moon is the end of the month. We had 4 weeks based on the lunar calendar. What I normally do on new moons, first quarter moons, full moons, and third quarter moons, I go through my journals and I review backwards. Kind of like a week in review, 2 weeks in review, 3 weeks in review, month in review. I just reviewed everything back to the last full moon. On the full moon was the day following when I first started, when I reopened the group. Which I did because I messaged you. I'm talking to Kim, by the way. This is on the 14th day. That's when I started reopening. Because I didn't want to like just argue or message. It was just. Because what ends up happening is I can't expect you to like fucking respond every time I want to talk. And most of the time when I want to talk, it's just me just talking. So the idea was going to the group, because it's just you and me in the group, Mind you, I don't know if you're even looking in the group. I don't know none of that shit. But it is helping me with indulging that part of me that needs to fucking talk to you. This shit, man. Why do I have this like intense like sense of urgency right now? Because I started the review today, got halfway through, and then now I'm like all fucking crazy. Because I had to stop everything I was doing so I can come and do this right now. So these reviews, they get to be a lot for me because it's like I have to go back in time in my mind and I start remembering all this stuff that I totally forgot about. Not that I forgot about it, it's just like I just haven't thought. Like I have shit that I'm doing. So certain things kind of get swept under the rug, so to speak. So that when I come back to it the following week, my brain just gets flooded with all this like, whoa, I forgot about that, I forgot about that, I forgot about that. And at the same time, I'm remembering everything that I've been doing over the past week in relation to everything from the weeks leading up to it. So these new moon days, these are hectic. I don't know, like even part of me right now, I feel like, because this is going to be at least 2 hours. I feel like that's 2 hours that's taken away from everything else I gotta do. But at the same time, I have to do this. Why do you have to do it? Work. This is work. This is what I do. This is what I've been doing for the past year. I feel like I'm really disjointed and discombobulated right now. It feels like I'm trying to figure something out, but I don't know what it is I'm trying to figure out. And I'm wondering if it's that I'm wondering if it's really that I need to figure something out, or maybe I just need to step away for a minute. Because the challenging part is it's like I'm trying to explain all this stuff. Feels impossible. I don't know. Maybe if we start slow. All right, so how did everything start? All right, we're recording right now. But I was just home doing the review. I got halfway done with that. I'm all the way back to the new moon from 2 weeks ago. So at the end of this year, in the 12th month, called Ilal, which is 10 months away, 11 months away. During the last 12 days of the last month, it's called the 12 days of review, 12 days of reflection. So every day is going to be devoted to the meditation and reflection of one of the 12 days of this past month. So as I'm writing these journals, I'm only writing on the new moon's first quarter, full moons, and third quarter moons. But while I'm writing to my future self. I'm leaving notes for when I'm reading it at the end of the year. So that while I'm reviewing it, the year every single day, it's building up a mental picture of how this year played out. Now, mind you, from this standpoint right now, I don't know what the fuck is going to happen. I had no idea we were going to be here. At the beginning of this month, I had no idea we were going to get to this point. Which means that by the end of next month, who the fuck knows what the fuck it's gonna look like? For all I know, by next month I could be globally recognized as the king of the Jews, which is not impossible, by the way. But even that thought is predicated on everything that went down over this past year. And everything that went down this past year is predicated on everything that went down for the previous 2 years. Predicated on everything over the past fucking 4 years before that. So this month begins with me having a sense that Kim's coming back into my life to one degree or another, which is fulfilled 2 days later. After that, we spend the next 8 days preparing for Yom Kippur. After Yom Kippur, I can't hold it in no fucking more. I have to text Kim. I just can't take it anymore. I just can't hold it any fucking more. All this pressure is building up. I need to see how she's doing. I need to make sure she's okay. I need to talk to her. I just need to say hi. But then I realized once I messaged you, I'm like, it's the same. It's the same. It's the same. This isn't gonna be up all night texting back and forth. So I gotta do something about it. Now that was the day that Mike gave me pot, which was the reason why I even messaged in the first place, because I smoked pot. I'm fucking high as hell. And all the blocks that kept me from reaching out, finally said, fuck it, just do it, please. I think that lasted for 2 days. But I couldn't take it. I had a plan. I'm only gonna bother her at night. I'm not gonna bother her all day, every single fucking day like I used to. But then on the second day, I'm thinking to myself, this is turning into that thing again. I'm outside having this smoking pot for lunch, and then that's when my Lord, thank you Hashem, gives me the idea, You could talk to her all day, every day, for 24 fucking hours straight if you want. Just go to the group. One, you can write for as long as you want. You don't have to worry about blowing the fuck up with her goddamn messenger. You get to indulge that part of you that just needs to be connected to Kim. But at the same time, you can actually get work done at too. Which is when I had the idea, you know what, I'm just gonna move all my shit into the Derek and Kim group. Because one, I can't stand fucking posting on Facebook anymore because I don't like the people. I don't like people fucking talking to me. Not that there's a lot of people talking to me, but the few, one or two people that do talk to me, I don't want to talk to them. Stop bothering me. Stop commenting on my shit. Just let me fucking be. And that's the problem, is I want to be isolated. I wanted to be isolated on social media, but I couldn't figure out a proper way to do it. And then Hashem points out the group. Thank you, Hashem. Because I could still do all my social media posts. This way I can feed my ego. In the group is only just Kim. This way I don't have to worry about nobody else seeing what the fuck I'm doing. If you do see it, great. If not, that's fine. But it's as much for me and my Lord than it is for the ladies. You feel me? But now at the same time, right before the month started, I was trying to think of a way. Right, I wrote 13 fucking journals this year. 13 or 14 journals. Well, I filled up 13 or 14 notebooks, which is equivalent to 26 or 28 journals. But I write every single day. Now, I write every single day, but I don't go back and read them. I only go back and read those four lunar phases. I don't worry about the ones that are in between. So why waste all that paper? Why waste all the ink? So I was trying to figure out a way that I could still write, but only write in my notebooks on those cardinal lunar phases, right? Fuck, man. Tell the freaks to find a man of their own, man of their own, man of their own. Jay-Z, ain't no man. So all the ideas of everything that I wanted came in. So we manifested everything. I got Kim back to a degree. I managed to isolate myself on social media. I moved all my fucking work into that group. And by the way, that group, I have been putting so much time and energy into that group. I don't even have time to scroll through Facebook anymore. So all my needless scrolling has been reduced by about 99.998%. And even now, if I do catch myself scrolling, like I might as well fucking write something. But then I also got to start all those projects. Speaking of, there was the 6 years in review which I wanted to do. And what I just saw when I was reading the entry for last week's third quarter moon is when I first had the idea to do the years of reflection in the group. And over this past week, I set up the entire skeletal structure for how that post thread's gonna work. And I did the first one this morning. So that's officially started. So now I just have to keep that up. The idea is that if I can keep up with it every day, we should be done in about 2.5 months. And then fully caught up to where we're at right now. So the first entry of the years of reflection, if you go to the features and then go to the years of reflection, to the first year, 5778, click on that. There's one link that is now active. That's the commentary post that I wrote after reading the third quarter Pisces entry on June 6th, 2018. Now, on top of that, that's a separate thing. That's all done. So we're good. Now that we got the motor going on that, the fact that I started it, I can't stop it now. Now it's just going to be a thing. So the way it's going to work is we do during the day. My days are split in half. Okay, from sunrise to sunset, sunset to sunrise. Actually, it goes the other way around. It actually goes sunset to sunrise, and then sunrise to sunset. The new day starts at sunset. So the first half of the day is actually sunset to sunrise. The second half of the day is sunrise to sunset. The first half of the day, I read first quarter, full moon entries. The first half of the day, I read new moon entries and first quarter moon entries. The second half of the day, I read full moon and third quarter. This way at night, that night, I pick back up on the next month, starting with the new moon. So we're doing 4 entries a day, 1 month a day, just divided up into the 2 halves of the day. The first half of the month is in the first half of the day, the second half of the month is in the second half of the day. But we have 6 years to catch up on. I'm just doing the 6 years that I've written. That's it. I'm not worried about the years before. As far as I'm concerned, everything that happened prior to June 3rd, 2018, is done. We're done. I've reconciled the past enough that I don't need to continually revisit. I mean, whatever comes up while I'm writing is going to come up. But the focus right now is to reconcile the last 6 years with where the fuck we're at right this moment. Now, if I can pull everything off today, in that I got to do my daily Torah study post, I got to do the years of reflection post, I have to do a full month review, then I have to do an 11 or 15 week review too. So today's the Scorpio. Don't worry, I know exactly what I'm talking about. Today's the Scorpio new moon. 11 or 15 weeks ago was the first quarter Scorpio moon. I remember that day too. That was my lunar birthday. So after I finished reviewing this entire month, I have to review that day. So what that means, I'm going to go back and read that entry and then write about it. Which is how it works. So I read last week's entry, then I write about it. Then I read the week before, write about it. But each one of those entries is split in 2. The first half of the day and the second half of the day. So first I read the one half of the day, write about it. Read the second half of the day, write about it. Or, well, technically, because I'm going backwards, I read the second half of the day first, then the first half of the day. And then work my way back to the new moon. When we get to the 11 or 15 week, I'm just going to read the whole fucking thing through, just beginning to end. And then write about it. So when I reference the 11 or 15 week reviews, what I'm talking about is 11 or 15 weeks ago, the moon was in the same sign, but it goes backwards. It's like a lunar retrograde. So instead of going new moon first quarter, full moon third quarter, it goes new moon third quarter, new moon first quarter, full moon first quarter. Who are you talking to? I'm just fucking talking. I'm talking because I have to like wrap my head around this. I have to feel like I'm talking to someone. God tells me that you're my future partner, so I gotta fill you in on all this shit. How do you know? I don't. I'm just trusting God. Which brings us back to my work last night, which is when I finished Shar Habitahon, The Gate of Trust, which I finally fucking finished that book. It took me 10 months to finish that book. I finally fucking did it. And according to the rabbi who wrote the book 1,000 years ago, 1,000-year-old rabbi confirmed for me, thank you Hashem, that I am a prophet. I have the level of trust in God called bitahon. I have level 10 of the 10 levels of bitahon. I have the highest possible attainable level. Which confirms my thought that I'm the most advanced Jew in the entire world since Jesus Christ. But no one can know about this. And what I'm saying, no one can know about it because nobody could understand it. Not a single fucking person could understand what I'm talking. Not even a Jew. I couldn't even tell a Jew. I mean, I can tell a Jew. I can tell anybody. Hey, I got level 10 betahon. I literally is a fucking prophet. 1,000-year-old rabbi recognizes me as a fucking prophet. Nobody gives a fuck. You ever see Jurassic Park? You ever see the original Jurassic Park, where at the very beginning, the guy from Seinfeld, Newman, he's talking to the other guy, Dotson, and Dotson's like, "Oh, don't be saying my name so loud." And the guy's like, "Listen, Dotson, we got Dotson over here. Nobody gives a shit. Nobody gives a fuck. Nobody gives a fuck if you're a prophet. Nobody gives a fuck if you can hear God. Nobody gives a fuck if you're a Jew. It doesn't fucking matter." I was just talking to my neighbor who does all the options trading, the guy that we met in yesterday's video. I was asking him about if he ever tracks anything by lunar cycle. He didn't give a fuck. It's like, what? I don't give a fuck. It has nothing to do with me. If Islam, if Iran and Israel go to war, nobody gives a fuck. Which is not true. Because both countries are predicated, their societies are predicated on a fucking lunar calendar. Not many people know this, but the day that Israel bombed Iran was called, the day on the Jewish calendar is called Simchat Torah. It's the day after. It's the day after the third quarter moon. Every year. Last year, the attack from Hamas was on Simchat Torah. So no, it doesn't matter. It just happens to be that one fucking full lunar year later that things escalated to the way that they are. I'm just saying. But nobody pays attention to any of this shit because lunar calendars, they don't work. I don't know what to fucking tell you. I've met Jews, and I talked to them about the lunar. They don't know. What? That's how it works? Yes, that's how it works. Why am I teaching you? I've only known I was Jewish for the past year. It's like, Try to imagine like you got the answers that everybody needs, right? You got all the answers, but ain't nobody wants to know it. Nobody gives a fuck. Yeah, but you just said you wanted all this stuff. Now I'm giving it to you on a silver fucking platter, and now you don't want it. Or I'm sorry. Or you just don't want it because it's me. Cause I don't got a funny hat. I don't got the curly cues. Then now it doesn't matter what the fuck. Which is like the fucking story of my life. It's like, you want XYZ? Here, I'm right here. I'm right here. Here's XYZ. I am literally the embodiment of XYZ. But now you don't want it. Now you want ZY. Get the fuck out of here. Beat it. It's because of validation. I need to get validated. But like I said, I really don't. I want to be validated. I don't need to be validated because my Lord fucking validates me. It's very frustrating. It's like being in a position where you know that you're like super important. You know that you got all the shit, but nobody wants the shit. So it's like, what do I do with it? Fuck it. I'm just gonna keep on doing my thing. And if anybody ever fucking needs me, I'll be fucking there. That's the same thing I'm looking with you. Is like, yeah, you know what? Kim ain't talking to you. Kim's doing her own thing. But if Kim needs you, she knows exactly where to fucking find you. I'm in the fucking group. Derek, what are you doing? I'm in the fucking group. I've been in the fucking group for fucking 2 weeks now. What's today? It's the 13th. It's the 30th. The 30th of Tishrei. I've been in the group for 16 days. Everything you could possibly want to know about what I've been doing is in that group. But fuck, man. Yo, I've been fucking pumping out. I've been pumping out shit left and right. If I can keep this up, in one of my journals, I think on Yom Kippur or Rosh Hashanah, I wrote, yo, this next year, I don't know, I can't prove it yet, but I know that this year, by the end of this year, it's gonna make last year look like I wasn't even fucking trying. Which is what I'm seeing right now. I was thinking about it today. I'm thinking about everything that I've done over these last 2 weeks. I'm like, bro. No wonder I can't work. I'm a terrible employee. What makes me a terrible employee is that I give too much of a fuck. I take everything way too fucking serious. So what do? If nobody else is taking anything seriously except for you, well, yeah, I mean, it's all relative. People take what they want seriously. But why only take half your life seriously? As a matter of fact, as an employee where you're fucking 40 hours a week, take everything seriously except for work. We take work just seriously enough that we don't get fired. And we don't have to fucking listen to the manager fucking bitch. Even this morning I woke up with this thought in my head about how I take everything so seriously. You take things too seriously for people. But then what the fuck are you supposed to do? Just keep doing you. Don't worry about other people. If people don't want to take it seriously, leave them. Leave them behind. Even you. I'm leaving a breadcrumb trail for you. Why? Because God told me to. Because God told me that in the future we're married. So I have to leave a breadcrumb trail for you just in case. Just in case for whenever the fuck you're ready for it. Where'd you get it? A cigarette from? My neighbor. He told me to stop asking and just take them. All right. So, what else do we have? We got the years of reflection. That started. Done. I did today's Torah study. Done. I did today's first entry for the years of reflection. Done. I did the first half of the month review. Done. I only have the second half of the month to do. Then I have the 11 or 15 week to do. I finished Shara Bit Tahon last night. So we're done with that. The only thing left is the appendixes. And those, I want to do the appendixes. Just to fucking get it all done. And just say I went from cover to fucking cover. What else? What else? What else? What else? What else? We have the Book of Air, which is I don't know if you're following along. If you're following along with the Book of Air thread, that's fucking amazing. That's going amazing. So the Book of Air is the third book written by a man named Stephen Forrest. He's an evolutionary astrologer. Evolutionary astrology is fucking fascinating. It's a whole different fucking ball game. Like if you get like a regular astrology book, that's basic shit. That's basic bitch stuff. Evolutionary astrology is like way advanced. So I read through book 1, book 2, and book 4. The Book of Air, I was reading that back in 2021, but it made me feel like it was going over my head, so I had to stop. But the other day, in the group, I was taking a break from the Years of Reflection, setting that up, and I had a massive breakdown in this post that I was writing. But after I had a breakdown, I had this awesome breakthrough. And my Lord said, go back to the Book of Air. So the Book of Air, what it does, it focuses on all the air signs in the zodiac. So Gemini, Libra, and Aquarius. It focuses on Gemini, Libra, and Aquarius, but it also focuses on the planets associated with those signs and the houses associated with those signs. The idea with all astrology is to learn what all of the pieces mean, learn how they relate to you, and then you can have all these little fucking categories of yourself. Oh, that's my Gemini acting up. It missed the pig. So I'm giving it the same treatment that I give to Aristotle, which is in the grammarianism post thread. That's where I'm doing all my Aristotle work. So what I do is, I just write a sentence or a paragraph and then write about it. Whatever the fuck comes up. In the Book of Air, we're almost done with the introduction to the three air signs. I gotta finish Aquarius next. And then we're moving into the actual meat of the book, which is the most important part. That's gonna take a couple months. Literally, I may not even finish it until, I don't know, maybe spring. If we keep up with it, we could be done by spring. Maybe like the middle of spring, beginning of summer. The Years of Reflection, we just started today. We get it done, let's say 2.5 months. I'm averaging 2.5 months because if we do 1 month a day for 6 years, that's 72 months. That's 72 days. On the lunar calendar, the days are 30 days. The months are 30 days long. 29 and 30 days long. So by the end of next month, by the end of this month that starts tonight, Heshvan, we should be done. All of Heshvan, all of Kislev, and then on the full moon of Tevet, which will probably be around hold on. This is Scorpio, Sagittarius, Capricorn, And then either on the Leo full moon or the Cancer full moon, we should be done. So that'll be around January, February. We could be done with that. Well, January. Okay. So that'll put us at the Cancer full moon, which is perfect because the timing on that. So the importance of the 11 and 15 week reviews is like 11 or 15 weeks from now. It's going to be the third quarter Scorpio moon, which should be in Aquarius season, which should be in around February. We'll be able to review back today to see how today is relative to that day in February. And then we'll just be able to fill in the gaps from there. Now at the same time, we still got the Aristotle shit that we're doing, syllogism. That we're only on like chapter 22 of 48, and that's only on book 1. Then we gotta get to book 2. We still have Dune that we're working on. I just read the next chapter of Dune last night, so I got to write about that. So now try to imagine, like I'm doing all these things, right? I'm juggling all these fucking projects, right? But now the point of it is like there's gonna come a point where I'm gonna have to stop. I'm gonna have to do real world stuff. But all of the work that we're doing right now is preparing us for the things that we're doing in the future. So in the future, we're going to be doing stuff that is directly predicated on everything that we're working on right now. Right? So we're building momentum for the future. What else do we have? We have the Torah study. So the Torah thing, that's going until next year. We're only on day 8. We got another 344 days left. That's a daily thing. That's given that nothing unexpected happens, which I'm expecting. I'm expecting the unexpected. It's just not knowing the unexpected. We just plan, right? So I don't like to make plans. I like to just do whatever my intuition tells me it's got to be done today is the shit that's got to be done today. And even then, like I had plans for what I want to do today, but what trends to happen is when I devote myself and say, okay, I'm going to do this, I'm going to do X, Y, Z. I may be able to get to X, finish Y, and then Z, it's like, well, I don't really need to do that. And then God will give me a reason why I don't need to do Z right this moment. Z will, when Z is ready to be done, we'll get to it. It's like structure. I'm not used to structure. But the thing is now, what we're doing is we're creating a structure. And we're creating a structure that nobody else fucking uses. Because we're talking about, we're using the Jewish calendar, but at the same time, I'm using the Jewish calendar alongside with the Western Zodiac calendar. Which, as far as I'm aware, is exclusive to us and this group work. I'm sorry, I wish I can keep up. Don't be sorry. If you want to be sorry, apologize to yourself for not making more time for yourself. You don't owe me an apology. Because it's not going anywhere. Now there's some other things I want to get in. Over the next weeks, months, days. I want to do another thread with the Communist Manifesto. Why? Because I'm trying to create a government. I also want to get back to the Constitution, because I was doing that too this year. Fuck. Oh God. I'm laughing at myself because it's just like, it's like, so Jews have this thing. It's called the world to come. All right. So the world to come is technically the way that Jews explain it. Other one Jews, they explain it as kind of like the afterlife. After you die, all the things that you do today, all the work that you do throughout your life is predicable of what your afterlife is going to be about. The more good that you do, the better that your afterlife is going to be, right? But I don't look at it that way. The world to come is tomorrow, a month from now, 2 months from now, a year from now, 5 years from now, 10 years from now. I'm already planning. I already have my shit planned out for the end of this year. And because I have my shit planned out for the end of this year, I have my shit planned out for the end of the next end of the years for the rest of my life. So at the end of every year for the rest of my life, we're going to be doing a 12 days of reflection. So we got that planned out. Seeing how unserious people take life and the world around them is my moral obligation. Jordan Peterson said something really cool once. He goes, being happy is a luxury, but doing something meaningful, that's a moral imperative that everybody has on their shoulders. So what we're working on in that group is the most important thing that a human being could possibly be doing right now. Not to mention the fact that we got all these people that are waiting for the Messiah to show up, and I'm just saying, fuck it. You know what? Like, if everybody's waiting for this fucking dude, I'm just gonna do his fucking job for him. Because it's been my dream since I was a kid to be the Messiah. So now I'm just gonna do all the Messiah work. But rather than publicize everything, which is what I was doing, and the reason I was even doing that, the reason I go so hard with my social media is just to get comfortable with doing the work and having an audience, having people being able to see it. But I did it. I did all the things. Like I get it. I'm not afraid of people. But now I have this future bride to be thing going on in my head, which it's a long story. It's not a long story. It's while working through Shar Habitahon, the concept of the future bride to be was a concept. And of course, automatically my mind attaches it to you. But as the weeks progressed, and then it turned into, whoa, Kim's come back, holy shit, Kim can be back. That's God telling me, yeah, you're on the right path. This chick is the chick. Okay, I'm fine with that. I don't mind. I have no problems with all that. So if that's the case, I need to do with you what I couldn't do with anybody else, which is give all my all to. But this space, if and when you get to it, is all of me. What I do on a daily basis. Everything that I'm doing in that group is everything I would be doing on a normal day. Now I was saying before how before the end of the year happened, I was trying to figure out a way to write less in my notebooks, but still write for the lunar Sabbaths. So when I said before, like I manifested everything. Yeah, manifested everything I needed. That group, thank you, Lord, for reminding me about that. So now all of my daily writing, rather than writing it in my notebooks, I'm now writing in the group. So I'm doing the exact same thing. And it's actually going a lot faster now. I can get more stuff done now because I'm typing with my thumbs instead of writing, so I can bang out my words per minute. My words per minute are fucking dialed all the fucking way up. I'm in the future. Like I'm living in the future. Like my body's here, but my mind, everything I'm doing is for tomorrow. Everything I'm doing right now is to prepare for what hasn't happened yet. Now, what if things don't work out the way that you want? How do I want them to work out? Tell me. I don't know either. I know I have visions and I have like ideas of what I want things to look like, but ultimately it comes down to what Hashem wants. Like, all I can do is just trust my intuition, and that when He speaks to me through my intuition, that I trust it. Right before I went on this walk, I was writing about the full moon entry, and I only wrote like 3 sentences from like, yo, I feel I gotta go. I gotta go walk. I gotta record. I have to go. Marco is going to be outside. I'm going to ask him for a cigarette, and I'm going to ask him about lunar cycles. And I did. And everything worked out exactly the way that I saw it. Is that we're at an hour? Okay. Yeah, it's, what happens is like all this work I do it. It builds up, it builds, and I got to like step away, and I need to talk. So even now, like I would be doing this no matter what, but now I have like at least someone to put my focus on. All right, this is good. New World Order, Illuminati type of shit. Are you Illuminati? Yeah, technically. Well, we go like the Illuminati people. They're waiting for me. It's funny. I went to I don't know how deep you go with like conspiracy stuff, but there's a lady named Marina Abramovich. Back days, years back. Her name used to come up a lot in conspiracy stuff because she used to do these, she's a witch. But she's like a high-level witch. And she's got a lot of A-list friends. But I think she's also a Freemason. Knight, she's a Knight of Templar. She's a Templar Knight, as a matter of fact. But this past winter, I had an opportunity to meet her. Technically, at a book signing. 6 years ago, I said if the opportunity ever pops up that I can meet Marina Abramovich, be in the same room as her, I have to take it. So, I think it was in December, I was scrolling through Facebook, and an ad popped up that she was having a book signing in New York. So, actually, the picture, my Facebook profile picture, that's from that day. That was when I was waiting for the bus. I was waiting for the bus to go to Atlantic City so I can hop the bus in Atlantic City to go to New York so I can go to the book signing. It was fun. It was so much fun. It was at Barnes & Noble in Manhattan. It was scary because I don't normally... Did I record that day? I think I recorded. I have to check. I think I know I remember recording while I was walking to the book signing, but while we were in there, if you're not familiar with her, she's a performance artist, but she's intense, like really fucking intense. So a lot of her work involves photography to one degree, but she's all about like breaking personal limits, barriers, unlocking aspects of consciousness that the average person just wouldn't be able to tap into because they don't go there. That makes sense. But she was talking. I remember part of the reason I went is because I'm very sensitive to energy. She's very sensitive to energy. I watched a couple of interviews with her, and she's very, very big on that. So I was curious if I went, if she would be able to sense me in the audience. Well, because Freemasonry and all of those subgroups. I'm the ultimate prize, right? What I have going on inside of me is what all of those groups are all about. Like fucking, I mean, it's like 2021. Christopher and I got invited to go to the local Freemasons for dinner. And Christopher came with me, and I got to meet the former Grand Master of New Jersey. And while we were talking, he was talking about he said to me, he's like, if you can help me find Solomon's treasure. And it was funny because I knew exactly what he was talking about. Because in my head, I'm going, I already found it. I already know where it is. You have no idea who you're talking to. I've been obsessed with the Freemasons since I was 16. And when I got invited to go to that dinner, I was just like, oh my God, I've never been inside of a lodge. These guys, they paid for us to have dinner with them. We got to hang out with them. It was really cool. And then they gave us a tour of the lodge room. And I know what all their symbolism means. So it was just like a childhood dream come true. And then I got to meet the fucking Grand Master. And what was fucking cool was like there was this chick there that I knew. Her name was Ivy. And while I was getting up to get dinner, I saw Ivy standing next to me. I'm like, yo, what the fuck? Ivy, what's up? And she told me, oh, that's my grandfather. What? Yeah, my grandfather is the former Grand Master of Freemasonry in New Jersey. So I got to hang out with the dude. It was fucking cool. Chris got to talk to the guy about wine. It was a lot of fun. So when I got to go to the book signing, like there was a bunch of people. There's like a lot of performance artists. Those are the people that mostly go and that recognize Marina. She's got like an institute, just like all this wild shit. But while we were sitting there, she's talking, and she's talking about how what the world needs is a person who just lives their life solely on intuition. And as I'm listening to her say this, I'm like, yo, she has no fucking clue. I'm standing right here. I'm literally right here. It was so cool. Of course, I had my headphones on, but when I got up to go get my book signed, she's like, "What are you listening to? What are you listening to?" And from there, I'm like, "Fuck, she knows. She knows it's me." Because you gotta understand this whole Antichrist thing, right? So the Freemasonry, like that, the Freemasons, they're waiting for the Antichrist. They're waiting for the Jewish Messiah. From the perspective of Christianity, the Jewish Messiah is, well, they say Jewish Messiah, the Israelite Messiah, is like, oh my God, we've been waiting for this guy. We've been waiting thousands of years for him. And here he is, but nobody knows. Now, the way God tells me is like, eventually people are going to know. One day in the future, not too far off, probably within the next, I say between 5 to 10 years, people are going to recognize me for who I am. But right now, all the shit that we're doing right now is the prerequisite work for that time. So it's like I'm never going to be under-prepared for something. We could say I'm going to be over-prepared. Better to have and not need than need and not have. You know what I mean? So all of this logic training, all of this like juggling, and I know, granted, there's a lot of cool stuff. Like, how is it going to help? We're going to find out. Like, how many people are doing what I'm doing? I've asked God this question before. And the answer always comes back to me. And that last year, right? So last year, I even said to God, I'm like, how is there anyone in the world that is working with the moon cycles the way that I'm doing it? And like 2-3 weeks later is when I got the download to check the Jewish calendar, which is something I've wanted to learn how to use for a while. But once I saw how it worked and just how simple, how intuitive it was for me, because as we know, like I've been working with the moon for fucking 5 years up until that point. So all of that work, the way I have my journals all set up, all of it was literally preparing me for the day that I finally go to the Jewish calendar and find, oh shit, this is the easiest fuck. This is the easiest thing ever. I know it better than Jews. Because they use a lunar solar calendar. The sun is secondary. It's more of it's a secondary piece to the calendar. I'm used to a solar lunar calendar, which is the exact opposite. Where the sun is primary and the moon is secondary. So now what I'm doing is I'm learning to use the lunar solar calendar with the solar lunar calendar. They say the same thing, but they use a different language to show the same thing. It's fucking fascinating. It's so fucking amazing. Oh, I love this song. I'm gonna rewind it. An old-fashioned love song by Three Dog Night. I love your passion. Thank you. I love you. You know what my dream is? What I would like to say? This romantic stuff. I would love to see a woman have this much passion for me. I would love to have this much passion for a woman. Well, I mean, I would say that I already do. It's just, I hope one day it gets to be reciprocated. That's what I hope. If not, I mean, my life will go on. The way I look at it is either God is preparing me for you to be my future bride-to-be, and or someone else. And everything that I'm gaining from doing this with you is preparing me for someone. I hope. Because the way I look at it is, it's like, it's not good. I'm quoting God here, but it's not good for man to be alone. It's not good for man or woman to be alone. I know I have my inner Shekima, but it's not the same, you know? Like, I want to make dinner for somebody. I want to rub someone's feet. I want to make sweet love to somebody. I want someone to be interested in me. I want someone to be interested in me enough that they're reading my books because my books are the most fascinating thing in the world to them. But I'm just as fascinated about her as she is about me. Because I go, how the hell do you have this much of an effect on me? I want to know everything about you. All the worst, all the best. All my worst and best. Here, just take it. But then there is a thing about like what I am. I know. Listen, maybe no one will ever know. Or maybe that's the point. One rabbi said, in regards to Mashiach, the Messiah, he said, by the time Mashiach does everything he's supposed to do, we're not gonna know about him until after he's done with everything. Which makes sense. We used to have this principle at this concept at One Stop Wraps. Make Thursday suck so that you can get out early on Friday. Granted, it never fucking worked out that way, but the idea, in principle, the principle was perfect. So the idea is get everything you can done. Get all Thursday's work done on Thursday, but then also get Friday's work done on Thursday as well. Get as much as Friday done on Thursday. This way on Friday when you go in, you gotta do a little bit of shit and then get the fuck out. This way you're not here fucking overtime, not collecting anything because your fucking salary. Granted, never worked out that way, but the idea was nice. But that's kind of how I'm looking at it now, is like, Derek, why don't you have a life? Because I don't have time. I don't have a time for a life right now. What the hell am I going to do? I can't enjoy things the way that other people enjoy things. Like, I can't go out to a bar. And what? Go meet people? Why do I want to meet people? Everybody's the same. It's like, not to mention the fact that I don't have any money, so I can't do anything anyway. Which is good, because that allows me to put all of my time and energy into what I'm doing, you know? And that's really all I want to do, because I don't want to work. I don't want to be doing this shit forever. I mean, I do want to be doing this shit forever. Like, I do want to be doing this forever. What I'm doing right now, this is my forever thing. But what I mean is, like, I want to go places. I want to travel. I want to see things. I want to go here, go there, meet people. Like, I want to meet people that are quote important people. I want people to ask me for advice. I want to have an impact. So that thousands, tens, 20s, hundreds, thousands of years from now, people go, that motherfucker. That was the motherfucker who did all the stuff. Thank you, Hashem. I have to say that from time to time, because it's like, it's not me. Like, I couldn't do all this stuff. I'm not that smart. I'm not saying I'm not smart. I'm just saying I'm not that smart. And there's things I don't know how to do. I'm just a regular person. Technically. I'm just a regular person who can do extraordinary things with my mind. Which is so fucking annoying. So fucking annoying. Because I could see it, you know? It's like, I have all these books. I've seen my progression over the years. I see the things I write about. I see the way that I think. And it's just like, Aladdin's coming to my mind. You ever see Aladdin? You know, let's put on the. I like that song, "Wicked Game" by him. But we're actually gonna change it because I want to listen to the Aladdin soundtrack. If I can pull it up, I might not be able to. Nah. Well, we're in the woods and my phone's not turned on, so I don't have any internet access. Oh, fuck. We got an hour and 9 minutes. It's not bad. So what else do we have to do today? So when we get back, we're going to get back into the last half of the month. Which is going to take place, everything that happened prior to me messaging you, before getting into the group. Literally, it's going to be the 2 days before Yom Kippur. Do I think of you? Yeah, of course I think of you. I think of you every single day. Like I wonder what you're doing. Like there's a part of me that wants to check on you, but for what? If you need me, you'll tell me. And if you don't ever need me, then you won't ever need me. Like, it's just... I'm not saying I don't need you, but what I do need you for, I have you. I mean, I would like the physical you, but what are we gonna do? Just listen to me fucking talk your ear off? You have a boyfriend, by the way? I hope not. Why? I hate the idea of you with men. And clearly, you're not going away. I mean, and what I'm saying is, like, I can't get you out of my head. So, if this is the best I can do, this is the best I can do. But the message that I'm getting is, like, I gotta leave you alone. Remember when we used to talk a lot? And there would be, like a week or two I wouldn't talk to you? It's not that I didn't want to talk to you, trust me. It was just, like, the message coming through, my intuition was just telling me, like, give her some space. If when she needs you, she'll let you know. I wish you needed me more. That would make me happy. Why? Because I want to be needed. I want to be needed by you. I want you to need me how I need you. And the way I'm hearing it now is the way I need you right now is the way that you need me right now. We're at a distance, but that's a good thing. Because I hear it's only temporary. Because I can't do anything. I have to rely on God. So just like how when Christopher forgot his phone in Teresa's car and then Teresa came to you, yeah, I'll call Derek. I have to wait for that to happen again. Not necessarily Chris forgetting his phone in her car, but I'm supposed to wait for something that's going to happen where you and I are going to be in the same place at the same time, not realizing it. Whoa, wasn't expecting to see you today. No, me neither. Holy shit. Do you know how annoying this is? This is like the fucking most annoying thing ever. It's like having it's literally like having a fucking carrot dangle over your head, but you can't reach it. It's just like you can get it with your fingertips, but that's it. Like you can't even take a bite out of that goddamn carrot already. Alright, so we have those two reviews. We have those 3 reviews, and then that's it. Do you feel like you're putting too much on yourself? I do, but I also feel like that's a good thing, because what's going to end up happening is I'm going to get into a flow. So I'm loading myself up with stuff, and who knows, maybe a good idea, and this is coming to me now, is like, this isn't going to work necessarily right this moment, but we can at least prepare for it and say, hey, you know what, maybe I got all those projects. We designate 1 project per day. And actually like come up with like a schedule structure like that. That might not be a bad idea, because right now it's pretty much just random. But also at the same time, I don't like schedules because shit gets in the way, you know? What happens on a Wednesday if I have like, let's say I designate Wednesday for Dune, but I don't feel like it. I'm not gonna do it. That's why it just has to kind of be the way that it is. It seems random, it seems chaotic, but there's actually order to it. But the order doesn't make sense until after the fact, which is like, it's a whole other fucking thing. Because one of the more complex aspects of what I do in service to God is do now, ask questions later. Or do now and just expect that it'll make sense later. You can't see it until the whole thing kind of plays itself out. And when it plays itself out, you'll be able to look back and go, holy shit, that was awesome. I can't believe it worked out like that. And that's literally what these last 6 years is about. And that's what the Years of Reflection project is going to reflect, is how, holy shit, I can't believe everything worked out just so perfectly like that. Like I was oh my God, I was fucking crying this morning when I was reading that. Because remember, it's like 2018, June 6, 2018. That's going back. I'm still working at vending trucks. I still got my fucking condo. I still have a relationship with my son. I still have kind of interactive relationship with April. Speaking of. That's another thing. Wouldn't that be fucked up if this all ended up with me back with April? Bitch. Back to you, Shem. There's the Book of Air. We gotta get. I really want to get to that. It's like addictive, because it's all logic. So the air signs, they're all like logic based. So the fire signs are like fire, drive, passion. Water signs are like very emotional, very tender. Earth signs are very sensual. Sensual, but also intuitive and instinctual as well. And spiritual. And then the air signs are all logic based. I love logic. It's just like, it's like drugs. It's brain sex. And because this is the only book I haven't actually made my way through, it's like, I have all of this other pieces working. I have all the other elements working, but once we get the air functioning exactly the way it's supposed to be functioning, I think things are gonna get dialed up like to a point where it's like a whole different reality is gonna come into play. Dune? What's Dune? Dune all about? Well, Dune's a story. Dune's a book series that came out back in the 70s. So it's not, I don't want to say it's like Star Wars, but it is kind of similar to some degree. I mean, I guess we could argue and say that, like, it's not impossible that Dune is human history before Star Wars, technically, in a way. Where humanity has moved off of Earth and has begun colonizing the galaxy. There's no aliens or any kind of stuff like that. It's all humans, but it's all very political too. And that's the part of it that I like is the political intrigue and all the moving pieces that are taking place. All the agendas and how one person's agenda is connected to that, or one organization's agenda is attached to this agenda, which is the antithesis of that agenda, which is a part of that agenda, and how it all connects back to these guys over here. But at the same time, there's also like there's lessons to be learned, because the main character is this kid named Paul, who is essentially the Messiah of his generation. And it shows his growth from when he was 15 into his adult years. But it's like 6 books. The first book is fucking long as hell. It's like 1,000 pages. The first book is 3 books. But it does have answers to questions that I have. Because the author was heavily inspired by Islam when he wrote it. Which is something that I am also working on slowly, piece by piece. I haven't read the whole Quran, but I read the beginning and I read the end. So I have an idea. I know enough about Islam that it's like, okay, I'm there. I'm good with that. Well, the main premise of Islam is like right in the beginning. It's right in the beginning and right at the end. Right in the beginning, it says, don't listen to the Jews. Don't listen to the Christians. It literally says that. Don't listen to the Jews or Christians. The path to God is for you to find. It's between you and God. And then at the very end, at the end of the Quran, one of the last lessons is, you don't worship what I worship. I don't worship what you worship. You will never worship what I worship. I will never worship what you worship. Your life is your own religion, and mine is my own. See, the religious Jews and the religious Christians, they have like this dogma, this ideology shit that they follow. But where Islam, and I know what people think they know things about Islam, but they don't know shit about Islam, is that it's more like open source. And realistically, it's all open source. It's all open source concepts and ideas. It's open source spirituality, but high level spirituality, because we're including God in this. It's not God is the creator, and that's it. There's no way around that. Yeah, but how do you know? Because he proves it. If you want to do an experiment, this doesn't make you not a spiritual person. Just because you recognize God doesn't make you religious. Your life is your religion. It just happens to be that God is the fucking creator. God is predicable of humans. Humans are predicable of religion. Easy. That's why, like Adolf Hitler said, I will not learn politics, but I will allow politics to teach me. I will not learn religion, but I will allow religion to teach me. You feel me? Because each one has a way of recognizing and observing him. Now, I mean, Torah, Jews, they have the most, or the Israelites, they have the most clear cut. This is how it works. Which is what I resonate with the most. We're gonna start walking back. Got a pack of cigarettes. I wish I had a pack of cigarettes and food. And a house, an empty house. That my mommy, her husband, and my brother don't live in. Where do you want to live? I want to live with you. Yeah, but where? Everywhere. California, Dubai. I would love. I want like a castle in fucking Dubai. I want a temple in Israel. A pyramid in Egypt. I'd like to sleep in one of them. I actually like to climb to the top of one. You know what I really want to do? I want to climb to the top of the pyramid and have sex at the top of the pyramid. Which I'm pretty sure that's incredibly illegal, but it'd be so worth it. What'd you do today? Me and my wife, we had sex on top of the Great Pyramid. What? I want to have sex in like sacred places, sacred sites. Have sacred sex, not good kind of kosher sex. Right, Hashem? Is that allowed? He's giving me a thumbs up. He says I'm allowed to do that. All right, so that's a life goal. To have sex at the top of the Great Pyramid. Well, the way I'm looking at it, the way it's played in my head, it actually makes a lot of sense. I like that idea. I gotta see. I wonder if it's possible to climb it at night. This way, it's not like a public exhibition where people are like flying drones around. It's just two people fucking up there. I can see very romantic too, because those are big stones. Those are big stones. Like you bring like do you get candles? Can you bring candles out there? Like have a romantic picnic at the top of the pyramid. Don't worry, guys. I'm the Mashiach. I can do this. Technically, I'm Pharaoh. That's another thing too. All those religions, they're wrong, by the way. There's a whole bunch of shit in the Bible that Christianity completely leaves out. Islam doesn't even touch any of this stuff. Even the Jews leave out like the most important part. They only take the parts that are relevant to them. They completely leave out Joseph. Joseph's the guy. Joseph was sold into slavery by his brothers. But his wife was a high priestess of Isis. She was a daughter of Isis. Her father was like a priest of God, so she came from like a holy family. The tribes of Joseph are the 13th tribe. They make up the 13th tribe of Israel, which people don't even know about that. People don't even know there's a 13th tribe of Israel. Which is wild to me. Because it's like, you don't have to, it doesn't spell it out, and that's why, you know? It's because it doesn't get like literally spelled out to the letter for people. Like you gotta read it and think about it and go, oh shit, wait, there's 13, not 12. What are you talking about? The irony is that the 13th tribe is in the New Testament. It doesn't call it 13th tribe, but the people, the ancestors, the descendants of the 13th tribe are in the New Testament. But nobody even knows that. I was watching this, there's this lady I follow on Facebook, Nilly. She's a Torah teacher, but she was so the month before Tishrei, the month before this one, is called Elul. Leading up to Rosh Hashanah, there's a tradition where we have to blow the shofar. Bear with me. You gotta blow the shofar every day. The shofar is a horn. It's a goat horn. So what she was doing was, for the 29 days of Elul, she was traveling around Israel, blowing the shofar. And one day, I know, thank you, Hashem. This was just for me. Hashem crossed their paths so that I would see the video. But she bumped into a man who claimed to be a Samaritan. Now Samaritans are, there's two species of Israelites. There's Jews and there's Samaritans. Way back in Jesus' time, the Samaritans and Jews, they hated each other. Well, the Jews and the Samaritans, they hate each other. Once you finish the books of Moses and you get into like the kings, once the kingdom is established, Jews and Samaritans, they fucking hate each other. They hate each other so much that God actually split Israel in half. So the guy, she's talking to this Samaritan guy, and she had no idea. She's like, what the fuck's a Samaritan? He's trying to explain it to her, and she's like, her mind is blown. But here's the thing, it's all in the books of Torah. You're a fucking Torah teacher. You don't know this? So the idea is that Jude, the patriarch, Jacob, he had two wives. They were sisters. There was Leah and there was Rachel. When he married Leah, he thought he was marrying Rachel. There's identity theft. There's a whole big fucked up thing. But technically, Jews are descendants of Leah. Samaritans are descendants of Rachel. So this guy that she met, and she said to her, she's like, oh, we're cousins. And yeah, yes and no, you're bruzins. You're bruzins. Because Samaritans are descendants of Joseph, and Jews are descendants of Judah, technically. I mean, there's a lot more to it than that, but that's a very simplistic way of putting it. This all you do? This is all I do. It's all I do. I don't have any interest in anything else. I only have interest in this because it's connected to me. The way God's telling me now is like I have to be so familiarized with it. I have to like get to know all of this to the point that when other people see it, when they figure it out for themselves, I'm already good. So we got to like think ahead to think backwards. To now. Fucking rabbits. So think of it like reverse causality, retro causality. Like right now, right? I snap my fingers. Cause and effect. Because I snap my fingers, it makes a sound. But now reverse that around. That sound needed to exist. Because that sound needed to exist, I had to snap my fingers. Because of what I'm doing in the future, we're having this conversation. But it doesn't make sense until we get past there. Once we're doing the thing, then we can look back and go, oh, fuck. That's why we had to do that. Do I repeat myself a lot? I think I do. But it's okay, because well, that's a pain in the ass because I'm always thinking ahead, but I'm also thinking backwards too. So I come off as presumptuous, but I'm presumptuous for a good reason. Because even if we take my Lord Hashem out of the equation, just based on my personal life experiences, looking back on how things have been playing out, we can kind of project a little bit into the future and go, okay, well, because things have played out the way that they did leading up to now, it's not impossible that things are going to play out further into the future like XYZ. You like these guys? You love these guys. It's like the third time it's happened. I think every time I come to one of these recordings, typo negative plays. I'm typo positive, by the way. I used to give my blood. I used to go out of my way to give blood because I used to get off on the idea. I love this idea, but it's not wrong. So the reason I used to love giving blood so much, like I don't mind being helpful, but my favorite thing about giving blood is the fact that somebody is going to have my blood injected into them, and I'm going to live inside of another person's body. My essence is going to be inside of someone. I love immortality. I love the idea of immortality. Did I say it was summer breeze? Bow, bow, bow. Alright. I feel like I feel it. You know what? Let's take the other way around. I don't want to bump into Marco again. Because I could sense him wanting to ask me a question. Did you figure it out? No, man. I didn't figure it out. I'm still trying to figure out what the hell I was trying to figure out. Paper trading. Paper trading. We were talking about paper trading. Come on. Oh. Yeah, fuck. Fuck off. Ugh. I don't want to walk this way. Fuck it. Hour 38. What time is it? It's gotta be like fucking almost 4 o'clock. 4:20. Alright, so 4:20, we got about an hour and a half till sunset. Oh, Rosh Chodesh. What's Rosh Chodesh? So Rosh Chodesh is the end of every month. Well, Rosh Chodesh is either the end of the month or the beginning of the month. There's an equation for it. So the Jewish months are either 30 days or 29 days. If the month is 30 days, Rosh Chodesh is 2 days long. It's the last day of the ending month, and it's the first day of the new month. If the month ending, that's what I mean. If the month ending is 30 days, Rosh Chodesh is the first day of the new month. Wow. The last day of the month ending and the first day of the month that's beginning. If the month is 29 days, if the closing month is 29 days long, then Rosh Chodesh is only the first day of the next month. So it's like it's Rosh Chodesh. It means the head of the month. So on this day, it's like a special day. We made it. We did it. We made it through a fucking month. Holy shit. Go us. May this next month be as blessed and as spectacular as a month ended, as a month we just finished. It's like a holy day. It's like this little extra holy day. Happens every month. Sometimes it's 2 days long. Sometimes it's 1 day long. Two, 3, like Prince. I love Prince. Molly's Kitchen. You ever hear of Molly's Kitchen? I feel like I talked to that lady once. I think she said there was one by you. There's that place across the street from you. Where the witch shop is. I could have swore that lady told me that in that little plaza thing, there's a Molly's Kitchen. Yeah, all right. I only ate there once. Expensive as fuck. The fucking mozzarella sticks. Mozzarella sticks and a goddamn sandwich. I think cost me like fucking almost $30. Ugh. It's hot. It's bugging the fuck out. Alright, so I think we're good. I think we're straight. I think we got everything that we need for the rest of the day. I ain't gonna guarantee I'm gonna do another one as good. I still gotta post the other one that I did yesterday. But I think I gotta finish all this review work first. Alright, so finish those 2 reviews. That'll be the plan. First quarter moon, new moon, 11 or 15. I say 11, okay, why do I say 11 or 15? Because of an anomaly in the lunar cycles, sometimes it takes 11 or 15 weeks for a particular cycle to happen, right? So I was saying how today's the Scorpio new moon, and 11 or 15 weeks. In 11 or 15 weeks, there's going to be a Scorpio third quarter moon, which is going to be in Aquarius season. Once in a while, there's no set order, technically. So sometimes it's 11 weeks, sometimes it's 15 weeks. Predominantly, it's 11 weeks. Once in a while, it's 15 weeks. But what I said, like, there's not really a pattern. There is a pattern, but the pattern is only observable every 19 years. So for instance, right? Today's November 1st. Today's November 1st, the new moon in Scorpio. 19 years ago today, on November 1st, 2005, there was a new moon in Scorpio. This is right before, I think this is right when I hooked back up with April. Back then. It was right before I was still living at my grandmother's house. It was a couple months after Ellen left. And I had been working at Impact Unlimited for about a month. Jay and Megan had just gotten married in September. I'm not officially dating April. We're just kind of like hanging out once in a while. But at the same time, I'm also hanging out with, more interested in my sister's friend, Erin, who lived down here. And I would come down on the weekends to come and hang out with Erin. So also when I got back into spinning drum and bass, had turntables. And after Ellen moved out, I got back into doing that. Because I stopped when I was with her. And after she left, I realized, like, I haven't been hanging out with my friends. I haven't been doing all the things I love doing. So after she moved out, that's when I was like, you know what? I can sit around and mope all day, every day, or I can get back and doing shit. It was like right at the beginning of September that I got the job at Impact. And I think actually November, this might have been around the time when I got my restraining order. Come on, man. You're fucking blocking a goddamn walkway, bro. Oh, this. These eyes are crying, but I'm never gonna see another one like I have. For you. Okay, so how was Halloween? How was your Halloween? Did you do anything? Get trick-or-treaters? Go party? Do anything fun? Conquer any cool demons? That's a funny idea. Now I was just thinking, I'm thinking about like how all this stuff I put in the group, right? Right. So now try to imagine like we go out sometime. Let's say you message, hey, let's go get dinner. Dinner with you. Okay. Cool. Because of everything I'm writing here, like I don't have to talk. Why aren't you talking? Yeah, because I write everything in the goddamn group. Which is kind of fucked up. I was thinking about that this morning. Like I'm doing all this like relationship building, technically. Yeah. For someone that doesn't even exist. Technically. But God tells me that it's for a good reason. It'll all make sense. It'll make sense. Okay, I trust him. I don't need to. I still know, like I'm dying to know if this lady died. Not that you don't exist, it's like you exist in my head. How about that? Maybe one day I'll find out that the version of you that exists in my head is actually who you are. That'd be cool. She's home. Alright. Anything else? Is there anything else I need to get at? No, I think I'm good. I'm just kind of like a little bit tired. I was trying to not do this today because I didn't want to just tire myself out, but it's alright. It's okay. Do you feel like you accomplished? Yeah. Yeah. This was good. Alright, so I'll see you next time I do this.